Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jai Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Gurudeva Jai Gurudeva Nittai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nittai Gaur Hari Bol Shri Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai Mukam Karoti Vachalam Bhaktin Langayati Girim Yat Kripatamaham Bande Shri Gurum Dinataranam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Yasya Prasadhat Bhagavad Prasado Yasya Prasadhat Nagati Kutopi Yayam Stuvam Stasyam Yasya Stri Sandhyam Vande Guru Shri Charanarinda Vande Guru Shri Charanarinda Vande Guru Shri Charanarinda Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Kishori Mataji. I want to welcome you since I think Nandini Bhakti Vriksha is receiving you for the first time. So we are very fortunate to have Her Grace Kishori Mataji come to our class for the first time. I just want to briefly let you know that she has been, it's been more than 30 years into her journey in Krishna consciousness, and she has been living in Dubai, in the Middle East, and she has been instrumental in spreading the message of the holy name in the Middle East, more so now when she has founded ATS, Awakening the Soul, which has been taking this message to a wider audience, even in Bahrain and Jordan. And Mataji, along with her husband, His Grace Jugal Kishore Prabhu, have been taking a range of classes spreading the holy name. So there are couples classes and ladies classes and children's classes, teenagers as well as youth. And we are very fortunate that our children have also had the opportunity now, because of this COVID, since everything is online, to take advantage of the vast body of knowledge, experience that they have. And they endear themselves to the crowd with their humility. We are, she's also a very good kirtanier. We have been hearing her Chaurashtakam, the entire Purushottam Mass. So we all know about that. And she's also a very good cook. And she can take classes even on how to make bhoga. She's exemplary in that. And I would say a very fine example on how to serve Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. So they are our inspiration on how to serve Guru Maharaj, how to serve Shastra, and how to serve Sadhus, the Vaishnavas. So without taking much time, I would like to invite Her Grace Kishori Mataji to speak to us on Shikshashtakam, which is said that it is the summary of study of the entire Vedas, the entire Bhagavad Gita that we are doing. We've just begun. But these 8 verses will be like synopsis of the entire Vedic information. So over to you, Kishori Mataji.
Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
I can't see anyone though, for some reason.
You should be able to, because the videos are on.
Yeah, you can see.
Never mind. Yeah.
Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay. Sikshashtakam is a topic which is very deep, and it was given to us by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And today we will try to cover some elements of chanting and Shikshashtakam, because the basis of the entire Shikshashtakam is how to chant Krishna's holy names nicely. Yeah. So like Vishaka said, it is the summary of the Vedas. It gives you all the ideas, but it gives you such a beautiful guideline in these 8 verses. It's so deep. So I shall try my best to dwell upon a few aspects that we can touch upon where chanting is concerned, because the entire thing is Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. So it is based on chanting. So I'm going to be starting with that. So our offerings to Srila Prabhupada, who has given us this beautiful knowledge, and Nam Prabhu, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and of course Sri Radha Krishna.
Vibration by chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, is the sublime method as living spiritual souls. We are all originally Krishna conscious entities, but due to our association with matter from time immemorial, our consciousness is now polluted by material atmosphere. In this polluted concept of life, we are all trying to exploit the resources of material nature, but actually we are becoming more and more entangled in our complexity.
So Prabhupada says very clearly here, due to our association with matter from time immemorial. Just remember this, verse from, this particular thing that Srila Prabhupada said, that due to our association with matter from time immemorial, we're all trying to lord over material nature, which actually we are under the grip of her stringent laws. So we know that we are under the control of Maya Devi or Mahamaya. And because of our constant association with matter from time immemorial, that is from so many births, we don't remember the previous births. And because we wanted to be independent of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he said, go down and you lord it over material nature. But unfortunately, what happened is, as we have come here, we know that this is Dukkalayam and Ashashvatam, meaning it is a warehouse of miseries. So, but we are under this grip of the stringent laws of the material nature. Now, moving on to the 4 stages of consciousness that we generally see in people, it is first animal stage, yeah, then the mental speculative stage, then
one is actually
intellectual stage
of spiritual understanding.
Yeah, so
But passing the stages of sense, mind, and intelligence. One is situated on transcendental state.
yeah, so Prabhupada says that one is situated.
One is actually on the plane of spiritual understanding.
Yeah.
But passing the stages of sense, mind, and intelligence. One is situated on transcendental state. This chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, is directly enacted from the spiritual platform, surpassing all lower status of consciousness, namely sensual, mental, and intellectual. There is no need of understanding the language of the mantra, nor there is any need of mental speculation, nor any intellectual adjustment for chanting this Mahamantra. It springs automatically from the spiritual platform. And as such, anyone can take part in this transcendental sound vibration.
Okay. So he gives us the understanding that anyone can take part in the chanting of the holy names. So anyone, I mean, of course, you've got these little character pictures over here, but basically there is no limit to anyone chanting. So anybody can take part. You don't have to be qualified by birth to take part in the chanting of Krishna's holy names. So the thing is chant and dance in ecstasy.
Chanting should be hard.
And Prabhupada says it.
Of the pure devote of the Lord, so that immediate effort can be achieved.
So after this class, we are going to have Maharaj chanting Krishna's holy names. We should all take part because we'll be hearing from the lips of a pure devotee. Yeah. All right. So now, Krishna and his names are non-different. So in this, it is stated in the Shastras, Namas Chintamani Krishna, Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha, Purna Shukto Nitya Mukto, Vinnatvan Nama Namino. There is no difference between the name and the form of the Lord. Yeah, it is transcendently blissful, bestows all spiritual benediction, form of transcendental mellows, name is as powerful as the Lord Krishna himself. So when you're chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, you're actually invoking the mercy of the Supreme Lord, and it is not contaminated by material qualities. So we know that we have a lot of material qualities in us. All of us suffer from that, and we are in varying degrees. So this chanting of the holy name transcends the material qualities. So it is not contaminated by the material qualities. And Krishna's name is always liberated. Yeah. So his name and form are, Krishna and his name are non-different. So whether you're chanting Krishna's name or you're doing service in the temple and, dressing up the deity, it's one and the same because you're vibrating the holy names of the Supreme Lord. So chanting is the most important element of devotional service. And this is said by Jiva Goswami, one of our acharyas. Chanting is the chief means of attaining love of Godhead. And that's what Shikshashtakam is all about. How to attain love of Godhead. Yeah. And it does not depend on any paraphernalia. You don't need to actually have a kartal. You don't need to have harmonium. You can just chant, you can just chant with your, hands folded and or with the beads in your hand. So there are different ways of chanting. You can just chant. You don't have to depend on any paraphernalia. And there's no qualification, high birth, wealth, material qualification. As we know, the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, the Brahmins used to chant as Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. You must have heard that before. But then when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was preaching in Bengal and the Brahmins said, this is only a mantra to be chanted by the Brahmins, he said, well, we will chant what has been mentioned in the Kali Santarana Upanishad, which is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Iti Shodashakam Nam Kali Kalmashanashanam, Nataha Parataro Upayaha, Sarva Vedeshu Drishyate. Now Brahma has come to the conclusion that just by chanting these holy names, the 16 syllables of these holy names, you can get rid of all the ill effects of Kali. And by humility and meekness, one attracts the attention of Krishna and achieves Krishna Prema, which is the complete perfection of life. Now, the third verse of the Shikshashtakam talks about humility. And my God, when I was going through that verse, and then when I got the slides together, I said, whoa, there's so much for me to learn from, from this particular verse of Shikshashtakam. So humility, as we say, is just not a quality, it's an ornament that we need to wear. So devotees are meant to be humble. Vishaka very nicely glorified, but I don't think I am actually you know, qualified to even hear these glorifications, you know, that Vishaka Mataji mentioned. But it is her duty to glorify, and it is her humility that she glorified, you know. And it's an ornament, you know, to wear humility as an ornament and be meek. Being meek does not mean that you are not, you know, you're not a great leader or organizer. Being meek in this sense means that humbly meek. Yeah. So you don't mind doing any kind of service. Like we've seen in our temples, we have a lot of devotees who are very shastrically qualified, but still will be cleaning the toilets. I don't know about India, but I know in Europe it happens, you know. So they maintain the temples with a lot of humility and meekness. Yeah, so that attracts Krishna. And Rupa Goswami also talks on chanting, and he says, when the holy name is chanted, what happens? The devotee desires to have millions and millions of tongues and ears to hear. And this he is quoted in the Vidagdha Madhava, which is a book. He has compiled 2 books. One of them is Vidagdha Madhava, and in that he is quoted. And he says, I need millions of tongues and ears to chant and hear the holy names. And what were the gopis of Vrindavan saying? I curse Brahma for giving me the eyelids that they are closing for a minute that I can't have darshan of the Lord. It is the same thing, you know. Here we have a desire to chant the holy names with these, and we request to give a million of tongues, you know, millions of tongues and ears so that we can chant and hear the holy names. And this is Rupa Goswami who's saying that. So Nama Prabhu dances on the mouth and in the courtyard of the heart. So whenever we pick up the beads and we start chanting Krishna's holy names, we should remember that Krishna is dancing on the tongue and in the courtyard of our heart. And he conquers our activities of mind. You know, the mind is so obstinate and the mind is so flickering. Arjuna had a problem in the 6th chapter. What does he say? Chanchalam hi manah Krishna pramada balavadridam. So he says, my mind is so obstinate and it is so chanchal. But that can be conquered by chanting Krishna's holy names. Therefore, all the other senses become inert when you start chanting Krishna's holy names and the mind is calm. Yeah. Then from the Shastrical evidences we have in the Brihad Naradiya Purana, it says, Harer Nama, Harer Nama, Harer Nama eva kevalam, Kalau nasteva, nastyeva, nastyeva gatiranyata. In this age of Kali, there is no other alternative, no other alternative. Now 3 times, no other alternative for spiritual progress than the holy names, the holy names and the holy names of the Lord. Why 3 times? Because in Kali Yuga, if you tell anybody once, it doesn't remain. Even if you say 3 times, people find it difficult to retain. But here the Shastras are stating it 3 times so that it gets drilled into our heads. Yeah. Now the Kali Santharana Upanishad says Narada's conversation with Lord Brahma in the beginning of Kali Yuga. Narada is asking Brahma. So what does he say to Brahma? So, sorry, 1 second. Yeah. How can the fallen souls be liberated in Kali Yuga? So Brahma says, simply through chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, men are purified in this age of Kali, and the Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna, will appear in front of the chanter as the brilliant beams of the sun after the clouds have dispelled. So Brahma, we understand, you know, he's what is his lifespan? 311 trillion, 40 million years. And we know he's the topmost Jiva Tattva, yeah? And he's saying this, that just by chanting the holy names of Krishna, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, people will get purified. Because what are the qualities of Kali? That is also mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Prayena alpa ayushaha sabhya, kalau asmin yuge jana, mandha sumanda matayo, manda bhagya hi upatritaha. The qualities of people in Kali Yuga is that they are short-lived and then Kalau asmin yuge jana, the people are manda, sumanda. So they are misguided and misfortunate. Yeah. And they are always quarrelsome. And we've seen that in Kali Yuga, you don't find people not quarreling. All the time you find people quarreling, right? So Sumanda, Sumanda Mateo, Manda Bhagya hi upatrutaha. They are unlucky. Yeah. But the only way to get through this Kali Yuga and to become purified is through chanting the holy names of Sri Krishna, and specifically the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. The Brihad Vishnu Purana also states that by chanting the holy name, a sinful person counteracts the reactions to more sins than he is able to commit. Yeah. So imagine the power of the holy name. Yeah. And then displays its force even when chanted unknowingly or unintentionally. Many times we say people have agyata sukriti. So whenever we live in the Islamic world, and here it's, we have to be a little discreet. But whenever we go to the petrol station, in our case, my Prabhu always, if he sees a Nepali Hindu person, while giving him the money, he will say Hare Krishna. He'll just say, let him do it unknowingly, let him chant unknowingly and unintentionally. But it is very powerful even to chant it unknowingly and unintentionally. And the story of the Muslim Harama. So there was a Muslim man who used to say Harama. Haram means in Urdu it is something which is not permitted. So he used to say Harama, Harama, Harama. And we also know the story of Valmiki. Valmiki Rishi in his was Ratnakar, a very sinful hunter. And what happened was, one day Narad Muni came across and he met with Valmiki and he said, Ratnakar, you're committing so many sins by killing people, by killing these animals. It's going to have a lot of reaction on you. For which Ratnakar, or Valmiki at that time, he said, what to do? I have a family to maintain. I have my wife, I have my parents, and I have my children to maintain. So he says, no, then just why don't you go and ask them if they will partake in your karma, in the reactions of the activities you're performing, which is not as per the scriptures. So he goes back and he tells his wife, he tells his parents that, listen, from tomorrow I'm going to stop doing all my activities of killing and, providing for you all. So because it's going to be sinful, and will you partake in my karma? And then immediately the parents say, sorry, this is your duty. The son's duty is to take care of the parents. How you do it is not our problems. We can't partake in your karma. So the same thing he does with his wife. And she says, no, you married me and you promised to protect me all the way through. So why should I take your karma? And he does the same thing with the children. He asks his children the same question and they say, give the same answer. You brought us into this world. Now you have to take care of us, Papa. So then Valmiki realizes, or Ratnakar, as he was known earlier, realizes that, no one is going to take on the reactions. It's he who is going to take on the reactions. So he goes back and Narad Muni says, okay, no problem, just sit and meditate. And so he meditates, and we know an anthill formed, and that's when he was named Valmiki. And while he was chanting, he could not even chant the names of Lord Ramchandra properly. He was saying Mara, 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 because for him killing was the activity. He was saying Mara, 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 but it was actually forming Rama, 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 Rama. So, Agyata Sukriti. And we know how exalted Valmiki is, that he could see the past of the Ramayana, the present, and even the future. And he wrote down, the Lord Ramchandra's pastimes. So we should understand that the power of the holy names is so forceful and so potent that even if you chant it unintentionally, it can have a great impact on you. So by chanting the holy name, a sinful person counteracts the reaction to more sins than he is able to commit and displays its force even when chanted unknowingly or unintentionally. Then what does Lord Shiva tell his wife Parvati or Durga? Sri Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tulyam Rama Nabhistulyam Rama Nama Varangane. Okay, so this is from, you can also hear this in the Vishnu Sahasranamam, that 3 times chanting of Rama is equivalent to 1,000 holy names of Vishnu. That's why it says Sri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Bhistulyam Rama Nama Varanane. Yeah. Then what does the Brahmanda Purana says? Sahasranam Nam Punyanam Trir Avrityatu Tatphalam Ekavrityatu Krishnasya Namaikam Tat Prayachati. 1 time chanting Krishna's holy name is equivalent to 3 times of chanting the holy name of Rama and 3,000 times chanting the holy name of Vishnu. That is the power of this holy name, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra that we chant. So we get on to the effects of the holy name, and Srila Sanatan Goswami, one of our Goswamis of Vrindavan, says, holy name causes the devotee to give up all conventional duties, meditation, worship, and somehow or other chanted once awards liberation. Holy name of Krishna is the highest Amrita or nectar. Yeah. And it is my very life and my only treasure. This is what Sanatan Goswami has said. And he is one of the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan. So if we remember this, then we will be able to emulate the actions of the Goswamis of Vrindavan. Why there is no taste for chanting holy name? Many of us pick up the beads and there's no taste. We just go on rolling the beads and chanting with the mind fixed on many other things. As long as we are on the platform of Nama Aprad or Nama Abhas, our chanting will not be tasteful. When we stop committing offenses, we will start relishing the taste of the holy names. Yeah. Simply continue to chant and one will certainly make an experience of Krishna's real nature. So just continue chanting Krishna's holy names and then he will give you the mercy that you start really actually experiencing ecstasy while chanting Krishna's holy names. Holy name, Krishna, is like sugar candy, and our tongue is afflicted by the jaundice of ignorance or avidya. That's why we don't relish. You know why they've given sugar candy and jaundice? When a person has jaundice, they give sugar candy to treat the person from the jaundice. And the sugar candy, when the jaundiced person has it, is extremely bitter. Now, similarly, when we start chanting Krishna's holy names, what happens? Initially, because of our ignorance, we are not able to taste anything sweet in Krishna's holy names. It's like a mechanical, physical activity that we try to do. By carefully chanting the sweet names every day, natural taste awakens within the tongue and the disease is gradually destroyed from the root. The jaundiced condition goes away. Yeah. So what is the relationship between the chanting the holy name and the different levels of devotional service? A first-class Vaishnava is he whose very presence makes others chant the holy name of Krishna. And we experience that. You know, when we are sitting in the association of these exalted Vaishnavas whom we have contact with and we chant Krishna's holy names, you know, it makes a lot of difference. You're able to focus your mind. And what is the meaning of this holy name? It is an offense to interpret the meaning of the holy name. We must adopt the explanation given by Srila Prabhupada. And what does Prabhupada say? Hare Krishna Mahamantra consists of 32 syllables. Hare Krishna and Hare Rama, 32 syllables. So Hare Krishna and Rama. Meaning of Krishna is all attractive and Na is spiritual bliss. Another meaning is either to draw or the entire existence. Na is termination. Therefore, Krishna means he who draws the conditioned souls. He attracts the conditioned souls. He who finishes the material existence of birth and death. And what does Krishna say in the 4th chapter, 9th verse of the Bhagavad Gita? He says, Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tatvatah tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti. So Arjuna, he says, people who understand my transcendental position will never have repeated birth and death. He who draws the conditioned soul, and he draws us, he's so attractive. So there is another meaning also for the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and that is Rama is spiritual enjoyment, and Hare is Srimati Radharani, the most excellent of all gopis. We also say, when we chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, we are saying, Hey Radhe, Hey Krishna, please give me your service. Yeah. So, and that's when you get service awarded. Now, service could mean giving classes like this. This is also seva, or any service that you do, arranging flowers like our Varsha does, or many of our teachers in the children's class, support with the children's class. It's seva, right? So when you are chanting Krishna's holy names and asking, Hey Radhe, Hey Krishna, please give me your service, and they award it to you. Yeah. So the content of this session, just to give, that was a prelude. And now the content is that we'll talk about the levels of chanting, the qualities of stage 1, and chant Hare Krishna and be happy, Sikshashtaka verse 1. Yeah. So levels of chanting and 9 keys from Sikshashtakam is what we are going to pick up. Verse 1 is Cheto Dharpana, which is Shraddha. That is the lowest, which is faith. Yeah. How do you develop faith? Verse 2, Nam Namakari, is acceptance and performance of Krishna conscious practices, which removes unwanted desires and habits. So this is basically Adhav Shraddha Tata Sadhu Sangha Bhajana Kriya Anartha Nivriti. So we come to Anartha Nivriti. Yeah. And then verse 3 is Trinada P, which is Nishta, fixedness in devotion to Krishna. Verse 4 is Nadhanam Nas Janam Nasundarim, Ruchi, developing taste in chanting Krishna's holy names. Verse 5 is Ainanda Tanuja, again Ruchi, having a taste to chant Krishna's holy names. 6 is Nayanam Dalada Shrudharaya, that is in Bhava stage. And then 7 and 8, Yugayitam Nimishena and Ashlishyava Padaratam, are in Prema stage. So we start from the stage of Shraddha, then Adhav Shraddha, then we go on to Anartha Nivriti, then we develop determination or Nishta. Then when you have determination and you chant Krishna's holy names, you develop Ruchi. And then when you develop Ruchi, when you're chanting Krishna's holy names, you go into ecstasy when you're developing Ruchi, and that is the stage of Bhava. And then the ultimate is Prema, yeah? So which is the topmost stage that we can do. So the journey from Shraddha to Prema is based on the guidelines of the Bhajana Rahasya by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, as we know, is the father of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura. And we follow the teachings of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He is one of our parampara gurus, and he sets an example of being an expert and perfect grihastha. So how do you manage your grihastha duties and how do you manage your spiritual life? Bhaktivinoda Thakur is a classic example. So through this, So we move from Shraddha to Bhajana Kriya under the guidance of a guru. So it's very important for us at some point in time to take the shelter of a spiritual master or a guru, yeah, who will guide us and who will take us back home, back to Godhead. Like I always say, Guru. Gu means darkness. Ru means light. So what is the purpose of having a guru in your life? He is moving you from darkness to light. So under the guidance of a guru, we should move from Shraddha to Bhajana Kriya, and then deepen faith as all anarthas start clearing up. So as the faith gets deepened within our hearts, all the weeds which are there, there are a lot of weeds, there are a lot of viruses in our head, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. So these are all the viruses that we have of lust, anger, greed, pride, illusion, so we envy. So we have all these viruses, and as we start chanting the holy names with deep faith, all the anarthas start clearing up. And Nishtha brings deeper faith and a cleaner heart. Yeah? And longing and taste defines Ruchi, because then you're not, I have to chant. I remember Vishaka and I were partners in, there was a Mahatma Prabhu who came and did a session with us on Japa. And we were partners, over here when we were there. And we were checking on the chanting, and we were making notes, and we were writing our realizations. So it is no longer I have to chant. It is I want to chant. That is the difference. So when I have to chant, it becomes a chore. It becomes a very mundane thing that you're going to do. But when I want to chant, I want it. I want to do it. There is a longing and taste which defines Ruchi. That means taste, yeah? Further loosening of unwanted tendencies and increasing Shraddha or faith. Yeah? You come to that point. And then it leads us from understanding the value of prayojana of chanting. What is the ultimate goal of chanting Krishna's holy names? Shikshashtakam will help us with that. And then what is prayojana? It is the topmost experiential position of love for Krishna in the mood of the Vrajavasis of Vrindavan. So we do not want to be like the queens of Dwaraka, where you have a very different kind of a relationship with the Lord. He's the king, and, we are all the servitors or the servants. But in Vrindavan, Krishna would become one of them. Krishna would become the Hathi, and he would become the Goda. And then, the Vrajavasi boys would sit on top of him and keep moving. So that is the mood. And we would experience that love for Krishna in the mood of the Vrajavasis. Yeah. So the levels of chanting, key 1, the most essential key is the willingness to chant is based on the initial stage of Shraddha, how much faith we have. Yet chanting Krishna's name is carried out throughout one's devotional life, regardless of one's level of spiritual attainment. So that is key 1. Key 2 to 5 is it helps you to move from anartha nivritti or unwanted consciousness. It helps you to move from there. And 6 to 8 leads the chanter from nishtha to nishtha, fixedness. Yeah, how to fix yourself. And the 9th key is Krishna is the master key. So you should imagine a big key, and you should see how you're going to help yourself in the process of chanting to be focused on Sri Krishna. Now the 8 verses journey from Shraddha to Prema. So I'll just chant the verse. Cheto dharpanamarjanam bhava mahadavagni nirvapanam Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadhu Jivanam Anandambudivardhanam Pratipadam Purnamrita Swadanam Sarvatmasnapanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. Glory to Sri Krishna Sankirtana, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life, of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtana movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, and it enables us to fluffy taste and taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. When you know that the ultimate goal, there's some nectar, we are very anxious to taste it. And how do we taste that nectar? So there are a couple of things that we need to do, which is chant Hare Krishna, listen to one mantra at a time, state your determination before you chant the mantras. From wherever the mind wanders, just pull it back. Detachment, neglect the mind sometimes, humility, namash, take the shelter of the holy name, and then you have Krishna's causeless mercy.
Kishori Mataji,
Yes.
are you sharing the screen?
Yes.
Because it's not being shared. I thought as much.
I can't see anybody. In fact, it's really sad for me.
Actually, we are not able to see the screens. So
I'm sharing the screen, but if you make it close, I should be able to share. No? Because I have the screen here. Am I the host?
yeah, okay. I think there was some discrepancy. Vinu?
वनीता, अगर मैं किशोरी माता जी को होस्ट बनाती तो रिकॉर्डिंग share the screen like you were sharing. She can share the screen.
मीनू, आपको किशोरी माता जी को होस्ट बनाना होगा, को होस्ट बनाओ, तभी वो शेयर कर पाएंगी स्क्रीन, देन ओनली शी कैन शेयर.
नो, वनीता हमेशा शेयर कर रही है ना, कभी दिक्कत नहीं आती, मैं बना देती हूँ.
हाँ, उनको कर दो.
वैसे शेयर हो जाती है स्क्रीन.
कोई बात नहीं, एक बार करके देखो.
So I'm sorry, y'all were not able to see the screen.
No,
I thought as much. You know, I wanted to interrupt you in between, but the flow was going on. So I thought now it's time when the verses
My
are.
God.
Yeah, we have not been seeing the screen at all, just seeing you.
Oh Lord, you've been seeing me? I could not see anybody. And I was really distressed because I couldn't see anybody.
Oh, but can you see us now?
I can see you all now because I have, made the screen small. But if I put it on full screen, can you see the screen now?
No, not yet, not yet.
So if I do this, there's only the screen. You see? Can you all see the screen now?
no.
Okay.
So no, we have made you the co-host now, but we still can't see your screen.
Can I, Vanita, send you the presentation? Do you want to do it from there?
Yeah, you can do it, Mataji. Then she can share.
Yeah, I'll just send it to you. Shaka.
Yeah. Okay. On you're sending it
WhatsApp.
on WhatsApp. Okay.
मैं host
To Vishal Mahajan instead of Vishaka.
No.
Well, I think the presentation has it come through to you? Because it's, I'm resending it because
Pretty big. It's pretty big, yeah. No, I haven't received it yet.
ये कैसे शेयर कर सकती हूँ? कैन हेल्प हर ना?
Maybe I should send it to you.
You mail it to me. If you mail it to me,
What is the email address?
लैपटॉप से आप हेल्प नहीं कर सकते?
vanita.sharma, VANEETA.
Yeah, got it.
Mataji, you can share the screen.
Yeah.
How?
Okay, let
How?
me.
Maybe Anushka can guide her.
She can
Yes.
share the screen. It's on. From my side, it's on.
You just have to press the share content button at the bottom. There's a green button.
Okay, 1 second.
It says share content.
Yeah, I know. Normally, because I normally host the meeting, so it becomes easy for me.
Yeah.
The presentation has to be open on your laptop first.
Yeah, it is open on my laptop.
Yeah. Then you can press share content, share screen, and then click on the presentation. Yeah, now it is visible.
Okay.
Now we saw you. Oh.
Yeah, this is what I
So,
know.
yeah, are you able to see us also now?
Yes, I am. That's why I was wondering what is happening.
Okay.
You know, I'm so used
Oh,
to
I'm so sorry. Do you want to start from the first verse at least of Shikshashtakam, or?
Yes, we have just started with the first verse of Shikshashtakam.
Yeah. So
I
it's so
shared
much
the
better.
presentation. Yeah, so you all can just go back and you whatever you heard. So we'll talk about, we'll start at this point, which is the journey of Shikshashtakam from Shraddha to Prema. Yeah. So it starts with faith and it takes you up to Prema, which is the ultimate goal of life, to know Sri Krishna. Based on the guidelines of Bhajana Rahasya by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, I think somebody has put money. Yeah, Bhajana Rahasya by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. You move from Shraddha to Bhajana Kriya under the guidance of a guru. And I shared with you all what guru means, moving you from, the person who moves you from darkness to light. That is the position of the guru. So he guides us. And what happens is once we have developed faith and we move up to Bhajana Kriya, then you have all these anarthas which are in our heart. You know, we have a lot of anarthas in our heart. All the time we are making big stories in our head also about different people, right? This hard disk is not clean at all. I love giving children's classes because that hard disk is so clean. They don't carry so much of baggage like us. You know, we carry a lot more baggage than the children. So all that starts clearing up because your only goal is to achieve prema. And how do you do that? You do it basically by under the guidance of a spiritual master or a guru. It's very important. Even the Shastras say the mantras that we chant have no power without the, being connected to a parampara. So, a mantra vihinasya, it says. Then, Nishta brings deeper faith and a cleaner heart, and longing and taste defines ruchi, basically, and further loosening of unwanted tendencies and increasing our shraddha. So all the unwanted rubbish that we have within our hearts is all completely gone, and then the shraddha increases, the faith increases. Now, as long as the shraddha, how do you actually increase faith is given in the first verse and gives you the 7 beautiful gems from the first verse that we will be going to now. Now, what does Shikshashtakam help us with our chanting? It leads us from understanding the value of prayojana of chanting. And what is prayojana? When we use these terms, it is the topmost experiential position of love for Krishna in the mood of the Vrajavasis. Now, if you see the Chaurashtakam pictures, today they have put together the YouTube, which is so fabulous. you can see the Leelas with the Vraj gopis, you know, and the cowherd boys. So that you get to that position when that is called Prayojana position, or the ultimate goal. Yeah. So we get into the mood of the Vrajavasis. We don't want to see Krishna as the king, Krishna as the great God, but we want to see Krishna as that loving boy who's there with us. Yeah. So now we also talked about the key one, which is the most essential. The willingness to chant is based on initial stage of Shraddha. Unless you have faith, picking up these beads is very, very difficult. I'm talking about, I'm just picked up this 27 beads, but we chant on the 108 beads. If you have no faith, you will just start then talking about how people have become part of a cult, and I don't want to be known as ISKCON-wala, you know, picking up the beads. But we also understand in other faiths, like in Christianity, they use the rosary, like in the Muslims use the tasbih, right? It's a similar kind of bead, and they keep chanting the Lord's names. That is the way to go. So initial stage of Shraddha, faith comes, the chanting of Krishna's holy names is carried out throughout one's devotional life, regarding of one's level of spiritual attainment. So you don't say, oh, I have arrived in life, I've got bhava, I've got prema, so let me stop chanting. No, till the last breath, you start chanting, yeah? So it doesn't depend on how much of spiritual attainment you have and you stop chanting. You just continue chanting and you go deeper. You go deeper, you internalize. And this was a very nice thing that Maharaj, Bibi Govinda Maharaj, you all have all seen him. And he has spoken to you all, many of you. He said, you know, last week when I was talking to him, he said, in the periphery, you'll have a lot of things happening around you, but you don't focus on that. You just internalize, you know, internalize on what you're reading, internalize on the classes that you're giving, and then get your chanting together, he said. Stage 2 is key to 5 is helps us to move through anartha nivritti. Now, anartha nivritti are the weeds that grow. So if you have a plant, say a sapling, and if you have a lot of weeds around it, the first thing you'll do is to take off the weeds, right? So that's what we need to move to. We have to get rid of all the weeds which are giving us the unwanted consciousness. Yeah, as long as the weeds are there, we will start speaking, acting, behaving in a particular way because our consciousness is not clear. But when we start removing those weeds, so anartha nivritti, artha pravritti. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says in Harinam Chintamani, artha pravritti, start doing things to glorify, you know. And then 6 to 8, lead the chanter to nishtha or fixedness. Yeah. And 9, Krishna is the master key. When you get this right, you attain Krishna. Yeah, so that's where we need to get to. The 8 verses of Shraddha to Prema, we read the first verse. We also spoke about this. I think we stopped here, right? Yeah. Okay. How does
Yes.
Shraddha help us with our chanting? It leads us from understanding the value of Prayojana chanting, and we went through this. And what is the effect of the holy name? Cheto Darpana Marjanam Bhavamaha. What does that mean? Cheto Darpana Marjanam, cleansing the mirror of our heart. Now we know that we have taken so many births. And then imagine there is a mirror in your heart and all the karmic reactions are there covering like dust on this mirror. So when you start chanting Krishna's holy names, or when you start chanting, the first thing what happens is that dust is removed. Yeah, there are so many layers of dust over there. So unless you remove that dust, you won't be able to see in that mirror, right? So this is cleansing the mirror of the heart. Yeah. The mirror of the heart is purified of the dust of material impressions that we have had from so many births. Yeah. And then consisting of desires to enjoy separately from Krishna. That's why we are here. We wanted to be little controllers in Goloka. And Krishna said, okay, fine, go to Goloka, become a controller. Vishaka, take care of your husband and be the malkin of your house, and you be the controller, control your children, control your husband, control your parents, control everybody around you. Small controllers, yeah? But then when we come here and when we get here, it becomes so difficult because it is not the blissful state that we had. Because our Swarupa or our constitutional position is that we want to be with Krishna and we were always with Krishna. But because of our desire to be independent of him, we've come here. And we've gone through so many Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi, so many cycles of birth, repeated birth and death, that all the material impressions are actually covering that mirror. So what is the first thing? You have to cleanse the mirror of the heart by putting the holy names inside. So let there be all victory for the chanting of the holy name of Krishna, which can cleanse the mirror of the heart and stop the miseries of the blazing fire of material existence. How many of us, you can even show hands, how many of us can say we are supremely happy in this material world? I can't say that. I know it is so difficult, and now with this COVID, and many of you who stay in Vipul, right? Vipul Garden?
Yes, Vipul Greens.
Vipul Greens, you have a flyover which has come down and so much of traffic jams over there. I know because my sister lives in Noida, so I get all the updates about Gurugram and Noida. Gurugram from her because she lives in Gurugram. So we should understand every day is the challenge, yeah? And we have this whole material existence to manage. That's because we wanted to be independent of Krishna. We've come here. And then we are trying to actually fight through these days. And now with the COVID, nobody has any idea when this COVID is going to stop. Every doctor, every astrologers, you know how many of them are fraud. You know, you go to so many astrologers. Now we know ki koi kuch nahi janta hai. The Lord has put that pause button. And he is going to release it when he says these people have learned enough lessons, you know. So this blazing fire of material existence is not very enjoyable. Like Krishna says in the 8th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, I think 16th verse, Mam uppetyata kaunteya dukkhale mashashvatam napnuvanti mahatmanaha samsiddhim paramam gatam. So he says that this is dukkhalayam ashashvatam. This is temporary and this is a dukkha alaya. It's a warehouse of misery. But we don't consider it as a warehouse of misery, right? So we are in this blazing fire every day, battles. We've had so many battles to fight in this material existence. That chanting is the waxing moon that spreads the white lotus of good fortune for all living entities. So when you see the waxing moon, when you have Purnima, waxing moon is Purnima, the Kaitava flower or the white lotus blooms in the heart, you know. And when I was doing this japa session and speaking from Sikshashtakam many years ago, I think 15 years ago, I gave a presentation on this. And we talked about the light from the waxing moon, which comes into our heart, and then this thing blooms. And that is chanting the holy names actually blooms the lotus in our heart. And the moment you start committing aparad, what happens? The lotus shrinks completely. Yeah, that white lotus which is bloomed in our heart will completely shrink when we start committing aparad. So we have to be very conscious of that. It is the life and soul of all education. The chanting of the holy name of Krishna expands blissful ocean of transcendental life. And it gives a cooling effect to everyone and enables one to taste full nectar at every step. Actually, when we start developing a taste to chant the holy names, initially it is just quantity. We may not develop a taste, yeah? But when we start chanting, and then while chanting, if you pray and beg to the Lord, or before you start your rounds, if you beg to the Lord and say, please give me your mercy that I'm able to chant my holy names and experience bliss while chanting my holy names, definitely the Lord will award it. Yeah. And through your chanting, you keep yourself fixed and he takes care of it. So the first key, verse 1, there are 7 perfections listed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this verse. Okay. First one is Cheto Dharpana Marjanam. Chanting cleanses the mirror of the heart. We should understand that. Cheto Dharpana Marjanam. The moment we start putting the holy names on our tongue and Krishna is dancing on our tongue and in the courtyard of our heart, what happens? There is cleansing happening automatically. All the material aspirations, all the material impressions which have been there for many, many lifetimes slowly start dissipating. Yeah. And how does this happen? Repeated birth and death has filled our consciousness with dust, dirt, and material desire and impressions. Yeah. So as we go through Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi, we have so many material aspirations in each Janma, and they're accumulating all that. Yeah. And then moving on to another Janma. But when we start chanting Krishna's holy names, that whole thing goes away. Repeated birth and death that has filled our consciousness with dust, dirt, and material desires and impression are getting cleansed away. Yeah. Our consciousness has been covered for millions of years. Cleansing process can take even a few lifetimes, but I always say this, and I got my guru's permission to say it, that if we are committed to the Guru Parampara and we hold on to the lotus feet of the spiritual master, we know that Prabhupada is up there and he'll pull us up, you know. So that assurance we have. So this cleansing process can take lifetimes for people who have not, committed to moving along with the Guru. But it is very easy when we start holding on to the lotus feet of the spiritual master and the parampara, Srila Prabhupada and the other acharyas. Yeah. Develop pure chanting, moving the material existence and establish us as loving servants of Krishna. That is the first thing that happens. So these are 7 keys, which are 7 perfections. Yeah. So 7 effects of chanting. It stops the miseries of material existence. It cleanses the mirror of the heart. It's the life and soul of all education. It's the waxing moon that spreads the white lotus of good fortune for all living entities. It is full of nectar at every step, and we should recognize that nectar. That's a very important one. And it also is a cooling effect to everyone. You see, people who chant generally have a very calm demeanor, and they are, they are like, Krishna will take care. They don't worry so much about what's going to happen tomorrow. You have to do our duty and Krishna will give us the results. So they don't bother about it. So they are able to focus and expands the blissful transcendental life. So what is Baba Mahadavagni Nirvapanam? So extinguishes the blazing fire of material existence. See, this is the extinguishing of the blazing fire of material existence. Chanting extinguishes the suffering of the tremendous blazing fire of material existence. So when we are chanting, that rain that pours into our heart extinguishes all the material desires. Slowly we will start developing detachment. You know, I am in the position of Vanaprastha, right? After 50, as per the ashramas, Varna ashramas, you know, y'all have been studying with Vishaka. So in the first 25 years is Brahmacharya, 25 to 50 is Grihastha, and Vishaka has joined the band. She turned 50 this year, and I'm 52. So we are all heading in Vanaprastha. Vanaprastha means actually developing detachment. It doesn't mean literally that you go to the forest and stay. It's not possible. We have duties as Grihasthas. We have to take care of our husbands and our children and settle them in. But as we are doing those duties, we slowly start developing a lot of detachment, you know. So you have to be attached in a detached way. This is what I read in the Srimad Bhagavatam recently. Yeah, you have to be attached in a detached way. It's natural to have affection, but it should not be like today. The parents are known as helicopter parents, right? People who have young children, they like to monitor every aspect and every move of their children. That means you're so obsessed and so attached to every activity. So you should slowly start detaching yourself. Do your duty properly, but detach yourself. Don't become, and that's what chanting does. It creates that mood of detachment. It extinguishes the suffering of tremendous blazing fire of material existence. And the spiritual master is receiving benediction from an ocean of mercy. Just as clouds pour water on a forest fire to extinguish it, so the spiritual master delivers the materially affected world by extinguishing the blazing fire of material existence. So just as we take gurus in our life for everything, we always seek guidance. But what do? We put spiritual life in the back burner, correct? We say, हाँ, ये बाद में आएगा, ये तो बाद में देख लेंगे, अभी तो time है, enjoy करेंगे, we'll do this, we'll do that. We never give priority to spirituality. But here, Davagni Nirvapanam, Bhava Maha Davagni Nirvapanam, spiritual life is extremely important because only the spiritual master can deliver us. So just as we take material gurus, we say Stephen Covey is the guru for marketing, correct? Like he gives you great guidelines on marketing. Then you pick up Philip Kotler, he has written books on marketing. Yeah, so they say that he is a guru. Just like we have material gurus, we have to have a spiritual guru who can guide us to get out of this material world. That is a very important thing, So as long as we find the spiritual guru, we have to focus on Sri Krishna because he is Adi Guru. Yeah. And then Krishna himself, when you pray to him, will send the guru in your life, and then you get connected and you'll be pulled out of this blazing fire of material existence. So that's how it works. We have to get out of this material existence. Therefore, Prabhupada said the most important instruction of the spiritual master is that you have to chant 16 rounds of the Mahamantra. So we all take a promise. We make a promise to the spiritual master when we get initiated that we'll chant 16 rounds of the Mahamantra. How do you chant it? Vishaka, if you remember, when we attended Mahatma Prabhu's japa session, what did he say? Have the desire to chant, correct? Have the desire and want to chant, not need to chant. And it is not your rounds, it is our rounds. Krishna's and my rounds. So it is our rounds. These are very, very prominent points that he made when we attended the session, which is you're including Krishna. When you're calling out to Krishna, he's included in that Mahamantra, right? So we have to have this dialogue, or we have to zone ourselves in such a way that we chant the 16 rounds properly. Whether 16 or you start with one round, I always say do baby steps. To all the ladies who attend our classes and people who are connected to us, we say start with one round. Then with 2 rounds. When you're comfortable, you do 2 rounds. Don't jump to 16 rounds and then to nothing. So build it up. And while you're building it up, it is Shraddha, Anartha Nivriti, Nishta, Ruchi, Bhava, and Prema. That's how it should work. It should not be that you hit Prema one day and then you come down. That is false renunciation or Falgu Vairagya, as we say, So we have to be very conscious of that. Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam. It brings all auspiciousness and good fortune. Yeah. And we've seen this waxing moon, and this is the Kairava flower or the white lotus, which blooms only when you have the light of the waxing moon. Yeah. And that is actually indicative of the moon, of the Kairava within our heart. The moment we put the holy names are compared to the Chandrika, the waxing moon. When we start vibrating the holy names on our tongue, this beautiful white lotus which is in our heart starts blooming. Imagine a white lotus blooming when it's hearing the holy names. And that is the thing. The holy names have that benediction moon is the holy name, and the white Kairava flower, fortune of the living entity, blooms when the moon rises. And the living entity is freed from all past sins. Whatever we have accumulated in the previous janmas is all washed off when we chant Krishna's holy names. That's why I always say we have a chance of going back home, back to Godhead. We do, because if you're chanting sincerely the holy names, previous karmas don't matter. It'll all be, you'll be cleared of all the karmas. Yeah? Chanting resembles the cooling moon rays which cause the white lotus of good fortune to be burst into a bloom. Yeah? The moonlight of the holy name reveals all auspicious things to the sincere chanter. So as you're chanting the holy names, you start relishing the holy names, then you start having, you're capable of even having darshan of the Lord while chanting sincerely. A sincere chanter sees all auspiciousness in everything while chanting Krishna's holy names. So that is the power and potency of this holy name. Yeah, the chanter is freed from all past sins. Vidya Vadhu Jivanam. That is the fourth set of words. It's joyfully performed, and Vidya Vadhu Jivanam bestows all knowledge. So Bhagavad Gita is Raja Vidya. You get that knowledge automatically, because Vidya Vadhu or Vadhu of the Lord is Bhakti Devi. Yeah, we know that. So, and she, what does she do? She gives you all the benedictions. So you don't have to learn the Bhagavad Gita to become a devotee. You have to just chant Krishna's holy names and understand the Sikshashtakam, and then all knowledge is bestowed upon you. All knowledge. Like Brahmaji. Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavaye Mukhyanti Yat Surayah. The Srimad Bhagavatam says that. The first canto, first verse of the first chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam starts with Janmadhyasya and says that Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavaye. This knowledge was in a capsule form implanted in Brahmaji's heart. The same way, when you chant Krishna's holy names, Vidya, Vadhu, Jivanam. Vadhu always follows Vidya. And so, you will get all the knowledge that is required. So when somebody says, I don't know whether I'll be able to attend classes because I don't understand philosophy, don't just chant Krishna's holy names. I don't know if I can give classes, Mataji. I have a lot of people. I don't know, I'm scared. But today we have so many teachers, so many from Gurugram and so many from Dubai, all. And it's because you're chanting Krishna's holy names. That's why knowledge follows automatically. Yeah. So in this particular verse, there is a reference made from the Bhagavatam. Vasudevi Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojitaha Janayati Ashu Vairagyam Jnanam Cha Yat Ahaitukam. By rendering devotional service unto the personality of God, Sri Krishna, one immediately acquires causeless knowledge and detachment from the world. So this is the key, the master key. Just do devotional service. When you have the temple there, if you're serving in the temple, just look for seva. And automatically the knowledge is implanted within the heart. Krishna bestows all knowledge. And this is said even in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Yeah. And what does Devahuti say? Oh, how glorious are they whose tongues are chanting your holy name. Even if born in the family of Chandala or dog eaters, such persons are worshipable. We know that the society of ISKCON doesn't have just Brahmanas. We have people from every place, every continent. Yeah. So Many of them say, we are Malechas, meat eaters, and we are this and we are that. But then, if we chant Krishna's holy names, even a person born in the family of a dog eater, he is liberated. Such persons are worshipable. You should worship them. Persons who chant the holy name of your Lordship must have executed all kinds of austerities and fire sacrifices and achieved all good manners of the Aryans. So we know we have got Aryans and we've got Dravidians. And here we are talking about the Aryans. They must have in their previous life done so much of austerities and sacrifices that they are able to chant your holy names. Devahuti says this. And she is the wife of Kashyapa Muni and the mother of Kapila. Kapila is the Lord incarnate. In the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, when Vishaka is doing the classes on Srimad Bhagavatam, she'll take you through Kapila Muni. Yeah? To be chanting the holy name of your Lordship, they must have bathed at holy places of pilgrimage, studied the Vedas, and fulfilled everything required. In the previous Janma, they've done everything. Even to chant the holy name, that all these have been fulfilled. That's what Devahuti says. So a person who's chanting the holy names is worshipable. And knowledge is automatically bestowed on this person. So Vidya, knowledge, Vadhu, wife, follows knowledge. Yeah. So we have knowledge and ignorance, Vidya, Vadhu, Jivana. Chanting is the life and soul of all knowledge. And we have in the heart of a devotee who chants the name, Bhakti Devi, the bride of the Lord, appears with her two sons, knowledge and renunciation. She has two sons, knowledge and renunciation. So if you start chanting Krishna's holy names, automatically she appears with both of them. So when you have knowledge, what happens? We automatically become renounced, correct? So we are not attached anymore to everything. That's what knowledge does to us. We automatically develop that detachment towards everything material. Yeah? So Vidya Vadhu Jivanam, chanting. So literally means the life of the wife of knowledge or Bhakti Devi. Just as a chaste wife follows the husband, transcendental knowledge naturally follows the chanting of the holy names of Krishna. So when you chant, this Bhagavad Gita becomes much easier to understand. Many people say, I read Bhagavad Gita, मैंने इतनी बार पढ़ा है. And then you ask them, अच्छा भगवद गीता कहाँ है आपके घर में? एक अच्छा सा लाल वाला कपड़ा में लपेट के हमने ऊपर रखा है भगवान जी के ऊपर, वहां पे. और हम साल में एक दो बार जब पाठ करते हैं ना, तो हम निकाल के we chant भगवद गीता और we read भगवद गीता. आपको उसमें से कुछ समझ में आया? हाँ, नहीं, भगवान जी है ना. No understanding. Bhagavad Gita has to be studied just the way you pick up a manual and study. I always say this, that we have a washing machine, for instance, we buy, or a TV, a new TV, we get a user manual. And we open that and we see how to install the machine. This is material example. The same way in our lives, we have to open the Bhagavad Gita and learn how to lead our lives. The likes of Dr. Deepak Chopra and all these people, people who have made millions of money writing books based on karma and this and that, have picked up the learnings from Bhagavad Gita and written. But they never give credit to the Lord, They want to become famous. We should be different. We should only credit the Lord. That's what Srila Prabhupada has taught us. He didn't name ISKCON as International Society of Prabhupada Consciousness. He said International Society of Krishna Consciousness. That's the difference, Whenever people open something, they put their names into it, right? Prabhupada is so insignificant in every way, in his way of being. And we should be like that. But what has he done? He has given us so much knowledge. And ISKCON is actually a Shiksha-based organization. I don't think any other organization imparts this kind of structured knowledge that we have, which is fabulous. You get hold of the children who are attending our children's class and start speaking to them. They have more knowledge now, because they are given structured knowledge. So transcendental knowledge naturally follows the chanting of Krishna's holy names. Transcendental knowledge begins with understanding that we are not the body, but we are eternal souls. The second chapter of the Bhagavad Gita very clearly gives us this understanding that I am not this body, I am the spirit soul. Yeah? So this is what transcendental knowledge does with us. It gives us the understanding, I'm not this body, I am a spirit soul. So I must do everything to nourish the soul. I always give the example which Prabhupada had given of a parrot in a golden cage. The poor parrot is sitting inside this beautiful big golden cage. The owner of the parrot is shining the golden cage because he wants to show everyone that he's got this beautiful golden cage for the parrot. But he doesn't feed the parrot anything. What will happen to the parrot? It becomes undernourished. Our soul needs nourishment. And our soul is not going to be nourished if we shine this body. Our soul is nourished only when we start putting transcendental vibrations of the holy names or transcendental sounds. So that's what we should understand. We are not this body, we are the spirit soul. Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains in Sharanagati Ram Bhajana Rahasya that blossoming fully, the flower of the holy name takes me to Vraja, and the name gives to me my own eternal spiritual body and keeps me by Krishna's side and completely destroys everything related to this mortal frame of mine. This is Bhaktivinoda Thakur's thinking. Difficult for us, but all of you are so lucky. Braja is very close to you all. And when COVID is over, just go have darshan. I'm not saying go now, but after it is over, have darshan and, enjoy the beauty of Braja. And think how you can actually nourish your soul. The only message from this particular thing is that we have to learn to nourish our soul and leave everything of the mortal body. Yeah, we take so much of care of our matter that we forget about the soul within. Holy name can reveal our eternal relationship with Krishna. No other spiritual process is required. No havans are required. No rituals are required. Yeah, of course, to make the family happy, you have to do certain rituals. I always say, if the ritual is not spiritual, don't do it. It's just a ritual, right? So a ritual has to be spiritual. So we have to be very conscious of that. Anandhambuddhi Vardhanam, holy name bestows ever increasing ocean of transcendental bliss or ocean of bliss, and also moves us from birth and death to the ocean of bliss. So chanting gives rise to the auspicious ocean of transcendental life. The whole spiritual life develops from one's chanting, like a big tree grows out of a small seed. Pratipadam Purna Amrita Swadanam. Experience bliss at every step, and there's happiness. On every step, chanting conveys perfect sublime nectar. Yeah? Amrita Swadanam. That's what it means. On every step you have so much of sublime nectar. It is the bud of the flower of divine love. If you understand that, you'll start nurturing that till it blooms nicely. Yeah? Blossoms and reveals Krishna's forms, qualities, and his pastimes. So you'll nurture this bud till it blossoms, and when it blossoms, it reveals Krishna's forms, qualities, and his leelas. So, Anandambudhi Vardhanam, bliss in natural conditioned soul is the soul. The soul is basically blissful. Somebody is coming. Chanting the holy name releases in our heart an ever-increasing ocean of transcendental ecstasy. Pratipadam Purnamrita Swadanam. Step by step, our taste becomes full or Purna. Yeah? And we will be able to relish the nectarian taste for which our soul is hankering. Yeah? The soul is never happy with all the material stuff around us. So the holy name is fully satisfying. And Krishna, and chanting saturates the soul with the rich nectar of Krishna's service. So like I said, Hare Krishna, oh Radhe, hey, oh Krishna, please give me service. It gives you a lot of service. Yeah. Sarvatma Snapanam, it is the cooling and refreshing effect on everyone. If you have hot sun, it will burn your skin. We understand that. And a cold shower has a cooling effect. That same way, this chanting has a cooling and refreshing effect and cleans up the effects of Maya. Maya is waiting to attack us, yeah, all the time. What does the second chapter, 62nd verse tell us? Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha sangasteshu pajayate sangat sanjayate kamaha kamat krodho vijayate krodhat bhavati sammohaha sammohat smriti vibhramaha smriti bhramshat buddhi nasho buddhi nashat pranashyati. So Maya is waiting. I always give the example of going to these malls. You know, Dubai is full of malls. Of course, Delhi is also, Gurugram is also full of malls. You go there and then you start looking and say, actually, I'll just do window shopping. I'll come along with you and do window shopping. You see the windows, then you start lusting. You've got material desires created in the heart. And that material desire becomes a greed, correct? So, dhyayato vishayan pumsaha, or you start contemplating on the material object. Sangasteshu pajayate, sangat sanjayate kama. It creates lust in the heart that I want it. Kamat krodho vijayate. And if you can't get it, you get anger, right? Husband says, no budget this month, next month. Woo, gone. So that becomes anger. Krodhat bhavati sammohat. And when you have anger, what happens? Your smriti bhramshat buddhi nasho. That's what happens. Your memory and your intelligence is completely destroyed. And that is the perfect effect of Maya. So when you start chanting Krishna's holy names, she cleans up and she takes away, she'll take us away from the effect of Maya. We should understand that. And then we start deriving happiness and satisfaction. Sarvatma Snapanam, chanting has a cooling and refreshing effect on everyone. It reduces the fever of conditional existence, desiring to enjoy material life. Yeah? So, holy name bathes the soul, cleansing it of all subtle and gross contamination and immerses it in ecstasy. What is capable of inducing the highest ecstasy in the heart is the holy name, the Hari Krishna, Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. That brings us to the end of the first verse. So when we say Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam, we always clap. Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. So that's the clapping sound that we had. And so we should now move from the stage of just chanting just like that to being conscious chanters, so that the mirror of the heart is cleansed. And then you have this beautiful waxing moon, which is actually helping bloom the Kaitava. You know, imagine a white lotus in your heart. How beautiful. And that is going to bloom only when you chant. And the moment you start speaking badly, it'll immediately pull back. It'll wane. Yeah, it'll just go down. So one who is always engaged in hearing and chanting the holy name will remember the Lord in the hour of death and will be elevated to the spiritual kingdom. Today I did a complete 8th chapter important verses of Srila Prabhupada. I was doing the short, concise explanations. And the first verse is Antakale Chamameva Smaran Muktava Kalevaram Yah Prayati Samadbhavam Yati Nasti Atra Samshaya. At the last moment, what you remember? Yam Yam Vapi Smaran Bhavam Tyajat Anta Kalevaram Tam Tam Evaiti Kaunteya Sada Tad Bhava Bhavitaha. And I related the story of Bharat Maharaj, who was the king of the universe. And what happened to him? He got attached to a deer. And when he was leaving his body, he was only worried about that little baby deer. So he got the body of a deer. But he was so fortunate, because he was a great devotee of the Lord, he could remember the previous lifetime as Bharat Maharaj. So then he prayed to the Lord and said, please get me out of this animal body. Because we know that Durlabha Manusha Janma, this form, this human form is extremely rare and we shouldn't waste it, you know. So he prayed and then he came as Jada Bharata, yeah. And you know that he was Jadabharata and he was serving in the kingdom of Rahuguna, but people thought he was mentally off, you know, because he wouldn't open his mouth, he wouldn't talk, because he was scared that if I open my mouth and talk or do anything or commit any actions, it may again pull me back. And that's how he led his life. And when he opened his mouth only to glorify the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, yam yam vapi smaran bhavan. So, we should remember the Lord in the time of death. And that doesn't come easily. For that, we need to practice. So, we didn't start at the age of 5, unfortunately. Like Prahlad Maharaj says, Kaumara Acharit Pragnyo Dharman Bhagavataniha Durlabham Manusham Janma. This Manusha Janma is so Durlabha. So we should actually start, at least now we have started. So we will chant Krishna's holy names with all faith and understand the first verse of the Shikshashtakam. And focus our minds basically on the holy names of the Lord. Yeah. Hare Krishna. I think I'll stop because it's already 4 o'clock, and 4 o'clock means 5:30 your time, and it's Kirtan time. Yeah, sorry, I overran my 1 hour slot.
No, not at all, Mataji. Thank you so much for such an enlightening session. Of course, we will need this PowerPoint presentation to go through it again.
Yeah.
There was such a deluge of information, and we need to assimilate that. So thank you so much for starting this. Surely we will need more sessions to conclude it.
Because when I tried doing it very quickly, it didn't work.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, it's best to go slow so that we understand it.
Mataji, can I ask something?
Yes. Someone said something?
Mataji, this is Preeti. And can I ask you something? आपसे पूछना चाहती हूँ, पूछ सकती हूँ कि आपके पास टाइम है?
Yes, please, आप बताइए क्या पूछना है आपको?
हाँ, मैं प्रीति मंगला बोल रही हूँ। प्रणाम माता जी। पहले तो माता जी, मेरे को बस एक ही परेशानी क्या है, मैं चैंटिंग शुरू करती हूँ। जैसे मेरे विशाखा मेरी टीचर है, उन्होंने बोला कि ये अधिक पुरुषोत्तम मास है, आप 11 माला कीजिए, है ना। तो मैं शुरू जब मेरा कुछ होता है तो बहुत उत्साह, बहुत अच्छे से आता है। पता नहीं बीच में ऐसा कुछ आता है ब्रेक, अपने आप ही पता नहीं कैसे कि वो चीज छूट जाती है। फिर मैं स्ट्रगल करती हूँ, फिर मैं छूट जाती हूँ, मतलब मैं स्ट्रगल ही करती रहती हूँ। और ऐसा नहीं है क्योंकि मेरे बचपन मेरी नानी जी जो वृंदावन की, तो मैं उस माहौल में हूँ, मुझे कृष्णा, ये भगवान, ये गोपाल जी सब समझ आता है। बट क्यों मैं इतनी स्ट्रगल मेरी हो पाती है, मेरे को ये थोड़ा सा आप बताएं तो। मे भी बड़ा अजीब सा लगा।
एक I'll give you one rahasya, yeah,
जी,
or one secret. So when you start chanting Krishna's holy names, the first Hare is very important. So when you focus on the first Hare, your beads go your mala goes very nicely. And before you chant, you should pray to the Lord to give you the strength to chant the holy names. Thoda ek begging mood hona chahiye, a mood of humility and meekness. Ki Bhagwan ji, please help me. You can't go and ask your neighbor, please help me in my chanting. They'll laugh at you, correct? So, but you can ask the Lord. You have this connection because this is a connection between Krishna and you. So you can ask Krishna, please help me. And then you start. So the first Hare, I learned this from Maharaj. He said, the first Hare has to be very, very powerful. And you should focus your mind on the first Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Start pulling your mind to the Mahamantra. Start pulling your mind to any Ishta Devata, like, you have Krishna and Vrindavan or anything that you think. But just pull your mind with the first Hare. If the first Hare is good, the chanting is very good. Yeah. So, I have spoken to a lot of people in our chanting groups also. And now they are able to get the hang of chanting nicely, or even wo jo enthusiasm, it dips and then it comes up, wo nahi hota hai if the first Hare. But before that, please pray to Krishna to give you the strength to chant. and tell him, you please help me with my with the rounds, because it is our rounds. ये तो आपके और मेरे बीच है ना, तो आप मुझे help कीजिए. So you tell him, you make a deal with him, and you chant. I'll tell you, it works. It works.
माता जी कभी कभी क्या होता है कि मैं मंत्र बोलती जाती हूँ और बीट्स मेरे हाथ में ही रह जाते हैं, वो मैं घुमाना भूल जाती हूँ और मैं मंत्र बोलती जाती हूँ ऐसा ही कई बार हो जाता है. तो फिर वो ध्यान आता है, मैंने बीट तो हिलाया ही नहीं और मंत्र मैं बोले जा रही हूँ. कोशिश में यही रहती है कि मैं जो मंत्र चैंट कर रही हूँ वो मेरे को सुनाई पड़े, उस पर मेरा ध्यान रहे जी. तो ये
ठीक है.
कुछ गलत तो नहीं है ना जी?
Initially, don't bother about it. You know, the beads are given for counting, because even the Goswamis of Vrindavan used to count. Sankhya Purvaka Nama Gana. You know, the Shada Goswami Astakam, it says that even the Goswamis of Vrindavan used to use beads to count. क्योंकि एक हिसाब होता है, सब कुछ के लिए एक हिसाब चाहिए ना. Materially हम तो हिसाब रखते हैं सब कुछ के लिए. So the same way, spirituality also, we should keep, we should not cheat ourselves कि मैंने पूरा दिन मैंने chant किया पर मैंने bead नहीं हिलाया, that means I have done 11 rounds. No, it doesn't work like that. So these beads are meant to consciously give us the understanding कि मैंने इतना किया है. And जो हिसाब देते हैं भगवान जी को, पहली बात ये है कि भगवान परमात्मा के रूप में हमारे अंदर भी है, वो जानते हैं हमारे मन में क्या चल रहा है, और he will help you. This Paramatma will help you, and you tell him, you just say, please help me. While concentrating on the ear, on hearing, I'm not able to rotate the beads. So beads are very important, but if you have been focusing on hearing your chanting and chanting, I wouldn't say it is very good, but then you should also learn to move the beads so that you get the number of rounds also done. But don't only focus on मैंने इतना round इतना माला जपा. That is not like जैसे कि आरती जब करते हैं हम बोलते हैं कि भगवान जी के पैर में 4 बार घुमाओ, पेट में 3 बार घुमाओ और मुखारविंद में 3 बार घुमाओ. तो जब हम आरती करते हैं हम करते 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 1. ये ठीक नहीं है, ये भाव ठीक नहीं है. ये तो अपने भाव के ऊपर से प्रदान होता है. So you have to, you are unconsciously doing it. So अगर एक बार कम हो जाएगा तो भगवान ये नहीं सोचेंगे कि मेरे पैर में एक बार कम हुआ. नहीं, ऐसा नहीं सोचेंगे. He'll help you. पर आप प्लीज मांगो उनसे कि मुझे मदद करो. You just have that humble, nice mood and ask him to help you. I'm sure he will help you. He has helped so many of my friends over here. So I'm sure he reaches out to anybody who chants his holy name even once. Yeah.
Thank you, Mother. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you all for patiently hearing. And I can see some. Oh, Supriya is here.
Yeah.
Supriya.
Supriya is here. Almost all the teachers are here.
Jai, Juhi is here. I can see. Wow. So that's nice. Varsha, I saw Varsha also. She logged in for something.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Sorry, I was on mute.
Who is this?
This is Juhi.
Hey, Juhi. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So good to hear you.
So good to hear from you too. I've not heard from you for a long time.
My apologies. I'll correct that soon.
Hare Krishna. I know you're doing a lot of seva and you're so busy. And Supriya has kept you really busy with all the seva. So
No, that is intentional and I need more of it and your blessings also. So no worries there. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, all of you. And thank you, Vishaka, for giving me this opportunity to speak on Mahaprabhu's verses. I'm not qualified, but I just thought I'll attempt to speak a little bit on Mahaprabhu's verses, which are the gems, which is something that we should wear on our neck all the time. I get emotional when I chant Sikshashtakam because it is the basis of everything that we are doing, actually, Sikshashtakam. And I have also been reading and hearing from other gurus on different lectures in Sikshashtakam. And the main focus has been on chanting Krishna's holy names and how to pull ourselves up. Yeah. So we will Krishna willing, next week, if we can continue, we will continue next week.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I know you're so busy, and yet you found time for us. So thanks again on behalf of Nandini Bhakti Yoga.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Let's all say a big Hari Bol for Kishori Mataji. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Now, best part is you can hear a pure devotee chanting. So quickly log on and hear Maharaj chanting now.
Guru Maharaj's Kirtan has started. So let's all listen to that.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Bol.
How to connect?
Yes. So I think it's on his Facebook page, B.B. Govind Swami. Just go to his Facebook page. I've posted the event on the group. Acha, you've asked.
I'm not on Facebook, so
If you're not on Facebook,
Vanita, you have shared a Zoom ID.
Have I shared a Zoom ID?
Yeah.
No, it's for our class. Our Bhakti Viksha class. That Zoom ID, I think you share it for Juhi.
No, that was Juhi. Yeah.
Can you share the Facebook link, Mataji, again? मेरे को तो दिख नहीं रहा है इसमें. वो picture आई है. The link.
Okay, let me do that. Yeah, it is on. Actually, it's on YouTube too. Let me share the YouTube link for those who do not have it.
Yeah, it's going on live.
Sorry?
Yeah, it's going on live on YouTube.
It is going on live. Yes. So.
Today Maharaj is sitting on a terrace rooftop.
Yes, can you share the link on the group so that everybody can join in the kirtan?
Yeah, I don't know how to share, but wait.
And
Yeah.
Neelam can do it.
Yeah, I got it. I have shared it.
All right, thank you.
I have to leave this now. To leave.
Yeah, you leave this and then go to YouTube. Thank you, Hema. Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna.
Has everyone got, or should I share in the group?
It's already come in the group. Please join.
Okay.